I grew up in church my whole life. Had some seasons where I wasn't going to church, and we'd just come out of that whole COVID thing, wasn't going to church in that season, and really felt God kind of impress on me, get back into community. So we kind of made a hit list of where we wanted to check out, and we tried one and it wasn't for us, and we had 2 more left. We tried Lighthouse at Springfield, and we went there. We never ever got to try the 3rd one because we just loved the church, and just, I think in our heart just felt like a connection.
Our experience was pretty similar, and we had a few on our list, and we Googled churches near Brisbane. And this was second on our list, and we never got to the rest of them either. So very yeah.
When we arrived a couple of weeks after Easter, I had a look on Google at the churches in the area, and I saw the Lighthouse, and so we went there. First Sunday we went there, greeted by beautiful faces, smiling faces, and then the worship team started, and the presence of God fell, and that was a bit like. So the tears started flowing, but it was such a transformational experience for us, because it was a difficult lifetime that we were going through, but we were able to move through a really tough time with support, and move through it at a pace that we were comfortable with, and be connected to people who had been through similar experiences, and so just it was like a warm hug. So yeah.
That's a good description. My cousin, who I wouldn't really talk to too much, just randomly invited me out to dinner, and we chatted for a little bit, and he's like, hey, I got this church just down the road, you should come along on Sunday. And I was like, that sounds great. So I went, and it was straight away, the person on the welcome door, it wasn't just oh, hey, how you going? It was oh, what's your story? And actually want to get to know you and who you are and what you're about, And after that moment, a few weeks later, they had a men's camp, and it was getting into a group and people being genuinely expectant and wanting to get to know your story. And it was that's people I want to surround myself with. And I ended up giving my life to God, and I was just this is what I want to be able to do for other people too.
I think that's the thing that I love about Lighthouse, is there's such a genuine want to connect. So I feel like this has been a game changer for us, because we've got people, and you even saying yourself how that at that crucial time when life was hard and you needed to make shifts, ones were forced upon you, just to have that group of people around you to give you that kind of collective hug. It is a game changer, isn't it? Because it allows you to not hold your head down and cower into the corner, but actually to be encouraged to be all that you can be.
And I just started to catch the heart of God's heart for people, where he wanted me and so many others to actually be able to reach out the way that I got reached out to, and seeing all the people that you serve with sharing the same vision of that need, and actually being able to sow into people together. I was just there's actually purpose in this.
It really is good, isn't it, when you connect with the like-minded folk, but it helps you be willing to participate yourself, doesn't it? And when you start seeing community functioning around you and saying, "God, this is healthy. I'm a better me because of what I'm sharing and experiencing in here." So it makes you want to jump in.
Yeah.
For my daughter Grace, she got introduced to Renee on that first day, who was the Royal Youth Leader, and she very quickly got connected in with Royal Youth. And she's serving on the music team, and watching the transformation as time progresses and watching the growth spiritually and just emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is it.
Yeah.
It's really special.
Yeah.
We made the commitment that we were going to go every week. I think that's really important if you're wanting to get knit into a community, to try and be there as much as you can. And I really felt like, what does God want me to bring into this mix? And I'm really seeing it more like a family rather than me coming along and, kind of getting my little fill and then leaving. I actually felt like we're all, I feel like we're all working together here. We really care about this community and our wider community at large. And we can, we all have a beautiful piece to contribute to help one another and to encourage one another. And it literally enriches your life.
I resonate a lot with that. I didn't grow up in church. My family are not Christian. So church for me was literally the only pouring in that I had. So without the community, it would have been nothing for me. But I think early in my faith journey, I was showing up to church, not talking to anyone, then going home. But when I started to sort of realize that, this is what my life could be. Like if I just connect in, have a chat, go to groups during the week, the difference between those two lives of mine, I couldn't compare.
Yeah.
So I think connecting into a church, from my perspective, is the only option, because without it, my life is just nowhere near as what God wants for it, right?
Yeah.
He wants my life to be so rich and full of joy, and without connecting in with community, I don't have that.